Hello everyone, welcome to Michelle on the Money. This show is all about your money, from consumer to business news across the bi-state. Of course, we had a very big week weather-wise. This week's severe weather caused a lot of costly damage. On Monday, people in St. Francis County dealt with a violent hailstorm that left homes and cars in ruin all across the Farmington area. And some of those folks had brand new roofs already. Right now, families are tallying the damage and the repairs that are going to take months. 5 on Your Side's Mark Maxwell reports with more.
Ava Goss wasn't supposed to still be here. She was just visiting friends. Her car parked outside still had that new car smell. But now?
And then the whole back window is gone.
The storm gave little warning.
It felt like people were banging on the house.
And now she can't leave.
This has kept me in town an extra 2-3 days because you have to wait for the insurance assessor to come.
The neighbors were up too.
And then all of a sudden it just sounded like, I don't know, bombardment to the house. It was the loudest thing I've ever heard.
In this part of Farmington, hail has a way of leaving damage you don't find until later on.
But we didn't realize it was that bad till we started noting leaks.
Word traveled fast. Contractors came from counties away.
Anytime there's a storm like this, yes, we're going to be busy for the next 6 months.
Good for business, I guess, is one way to look at it.
Well, yeah, it's kind of bittersweet. I don't want to wish for anything like this to happen, but I'm sure glad to help.
The worst case he surveyed, a roof replaced just 3 weeks ago, now ruined.
Actual holes all the way through the ridge. Literally holes the size of my finger.
If he didn't fix those holes,
he would be leaking. He's going to leak when it rains, now, as it sits.
That homeowner is Rodney Wilson, a retired history teacher. He kept a few souvenirs in the freezer.
No, I actually initially collected them as, like evidence, just in case the insurance company needed to see them.
you couldn't have waited a couple more weeks for that new roof?
I know it. In fact, when I was doing the new roof, I'm 61. When I was doing the new roof, I said to myself, this is probably the last roof of my lifetime. I won't have to deal with a roof again. And here we are, nature throwing a curve just 3 weeks later.
Science making history in St. Francis County. And those lessons?
I've been around 69 years and I have never seen hail this big in my life.
Hit a little harder than most. Mark Maxwell, 5 on Your Side.
The state of Missouri needs to look at the repairs to the Farmington and Moberly Correctional Centers. Both report significant hail damage. We are also getting a closer look at the damage in Ferguson. A massive tree toppled onto the roof of one business, and this caused major damage at the live entertainment venue Holly Lou Entertainment. Now, it also hit a gas line, causing Spire to come out and fix that leak. Employees were inside when the tree came crashing down.
I come out into the hall to see what was going on when I noticed the tree coming through the building.
A tree? I mean, up until now, I didn't even realize the tree was back there.
Now, no one was hurt, and a fundraiser has been set up to help the venue make repairs and to reopen. Now, over in Illinois, the National Weather Service is confirming that 3 tornadoes hit in 3 different counties. You can see them right here. So in Madison County, an EF1 tornado touched down near Marine, and then an EF1 tracked just south of Lebanon. You see right there, over in St. Clair County over to Trenton, and then another EF1 twister hit Germantown in Clinton County. No injuries were reported, but Germantown was one of the hardest hit areas. The winds ripped off the roof of an elementary school and also destroyed 3 mobile homes. Germantown schools are assessing all of the damage to determine when students and staff can safely return to that elementary school. And we are getting a closer look at damage in Trenton. The National Weather Service again confirms that it was that EF1 caused this damage to the company's repair shop. Nobody was hurt, and workers actually say that they were still able to deliver shipments despite all of that damage. Now, as many clean up from the storms, the Better Business Bureau is issuing a warning about scammers. The BBB is saying that you have to be aware of contractors coming in and out of town. They might offer to clean up debris or trees and then just end up doing little to no work. And then once you've already paid them out, right, they're unable to be reached. They say to watch out for phrases like, you can only get this deal today, because that is a major red flag. So if you are unsure of a contractor, ask for local references, or you can call your city to see if they have active permits. FEMA, in the meantime, is sending more than $400 million to several states, including Missouri, and this is to help support disaster recovery. That funding is part of a $1.2 billion effort to support public assistance projects nationwide. Now, that helps with debris removal, emergency measures, and infrastructure repairs. Other funding is also going to Kansas, Iowa, and Nebraska. Plans for the City of St. Louis's bus rapid transit system are now moving forward. This is according to our partners at the Business Journal. The initial plan focused on 5 routes, and now it is down to 2. The routes are set to be unveiled at 3 community meetings next month. That first meeting will be May 5th at Rung for Women. Another meeting may be on May 6th at the Polish Heritage Center. Both will be from 5 until 7. And then a virtual meeting will be held on the 7th. The next phase of the project, which will include station design and cost estimates, is expected to begin in late May and conclude by the end of December. The annual State of the Air report is out, and the St. Louis area is getting poor marks, I should say. Both St. Louis City and County receive failing grades for ground level ozone, also known as smog. Ozone pollution forms on hot, sunny days and can just make breathing difficult, especially for people with asthma, heart disease, or other lung conditions. Health advocates say reducing outdoor activity on high ozone days and limiting exposure when possible can also help protect your health.
The other way we can be involved is to use our voice, to really look at ways that we can convey to our local policymakers, whether city council or state legislators, or even to the EPA, that we need more progress on clean air, not less.
The American Lung Association's State of the Air report also finds that a person of color in the U.S. is more than twice as likely than a white individual to live in a community with a failing grade, and the Hispanic population is more than 3 times as likely as white individuals to live in those heavily polluted areas. A Lincoln County community is facing a looming deadline to pay its bills before water service is shut off. Now, this comes after the Pike County Water District voted to disconnect service to Silex if the city doesn't pay at least part of their tab by the end of the month. As 5 on Your Side's Holden Kerwicki explains, the problem in this case isn't just money.
In the city of Silex, Missouri, running water has almost been a luxury since the city was forced to shut down its wells in 2023 due to the presence of radium.
We've had clean water now since, I believe, July is when that went through.
The city used ARPA funding to tie into the Pike County Water District, but Mayor Lynn Luckett says that caused an unintended consequence.
With that water came excellent pressure. So we've had a lot of leaks down here that we've had to fix. We were using like over 1 million gallons of water a month, and it's supposed to be way less than that.
That caused the city to run up a $20,000 tab that she says must be paid immediately.
Pike County Water Supply District has said that they will shut our services off.
According to Mayor Luckett, the city has been aware of the debt since at least January, but the Board of Aldermen hasn't been able to reach a quorum necessary to approve the expense.
In an effort to address these issues, an emergency meeting of the Board of Aldermen has been set for 7 o'clock Monday night, but at this time it's still not clear if that meeting will take place at Silex City Hall or at the cafeteria of the local school.
It is a crisis. We're not declaring an emergency just yet. I don't know that that's necessary, but it is a crisis situation. We're we've gotten to this point, and I'm sorry that it's gotten this way.
Reporting in Silex, Missouri, Holden Kerwicki, 5 on Your Side.
Nike plans some major layoffs at its St. Charles plant. The Air Manufacturing Innovation Center on Research Park Drive develops cushioning technology for its shoes. And according to our partners at the Business Journal, a total of 172 workers will lose their jobs on June 26th. The cuts affect production staff, machine operators, engineers, technicians, and managers. We have reached out to Nike and are waiting to hear back. Some neighborhoods in St. Louis County now have less urgent care locations. Total Access Urgent Care is closing 5 locations. That is, again, according to our partners at the Business Journal. They include Chesterfield, Ellisville, University City, Webster Groves, and Kirkwood. Company leaders say the clinic struggled to attract patients, seeing fewer than 20 a day. A typical clinic might see 70 to 80 patients daily. A casual barbecue chain is closing its doors. Smoky Bones Barbecue is reportedly closing all of its locations. The chain website shows that more than 24 of its locations marked closed for every day of the week. And this comes as its parent company, Fat Brands, filed bankruptcy earlier in January. Now, we did try to contact them, but they have not responded as of yet. And then get this, changes are coming to Six Flags St. Louis after fights involving teenagers on opening weekend. Park officials say it happened outside the parking lot Saturday night. So starting this Saturday, Six Flags is implementing a chaperone policy. And this means any visitors age 16 and under must be accompanied by someone 21 or older during all operating hours. The chaperone also has to stay in the park the entire time. Guests should be prepared to present a valid state-issued ID to gain entry into the park. Millions of dollars in federal funding are on its way to an historic Metro East town. As Melanie Johnson reports, this is a major $2 million federal boost for America's oldest Black incorporated town, bringing progress to Brooklyn residents, young and old.
Make them happy, make them want to come back outside. Pretty much brings families back together.
Tylen Trotter, only 9 years old, understands the promise of what this abandoned building now represents.
That heartbeat is beating once again today.
A community center and skating rink giving the Village of Brooklyn's mayor, Trenton Atkins, 2 million reasons to smile on Friday. Located on Madison Street, the site will be officially marked as part of Route 66 this summer.
This is the day that we are rejoicing, and I'm still rejoicing.
After years of waiting, federal funding finally coming to America's first Black incorporated town.
You have the A-team working with you to get this done.
A $2 million check from Congresswoman Nikki Baczynski is set to bring jobs and opportunity back to Brooklyn, providing the safe space residents have been fighting for.
The village has not had a community center, a center that can bring everyone together, whether it's kids for after-school programs, giving people workforce development skills, or a place for seniors. This $2 million investment is going to provide that.
This is what the community center is expected to look like after the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development comes up with a plan for construction.
Our hope has now turned into a reality.
A beginning of a renaissance being backed in Washington, D.C.
Getting this community center done is a really important first step, but it cannot be the last step.
The community center already cherished by those who are seeing the tide finally turn in Brooklyn. For Tylen, that future is already here.
I can bring my friends and family here, and we can skate around, play basketball, do everything.
A timeline for construction has not been set, but the Congresswoman says this is just the start. Her next goal is restoring mail service and reopening the Brooklyn's post office, which closed without notice recently. Aldi is cleaning up its food by removing ingredients from its products. The store plans to remove a total of 57 ingredients by December 2027. And take a look, here's what they include: calcium and sodium propionate, which prevents mold from growing in baked goods; lye, BHA, and BHT, which keeps fats from going rancid; and sodium hydroxide, which is used in things like pretzels and olives. The ingredients will be removed in phases, and their packaging will reflect the correct products. And GLP-1 drugs are becoming so successful and popular that it's now impacting the bridal industry. Some bridal stores are asking brides to sign waivers, protecting stores from returns because of dramatic weight loss. A recent survey from the wedding planning website Zola found that 10% of couples planning 2026 weddings are currently using a GLP-1 drug.
Okay, y'all, this is awesome. Kellogg's is bringing back toys inside of cereal boxes. So if you grew up digging to the bottom of that cereal box to find that fun surprise, you know what a big deal this is. They stopped doing this years ago, but now it's coming back for a limited time, and it's all to promote Toy Story 5. Even better, this is the first time in over a decade that the toys will be inside the box again, not just some code or promo. The special edition boxes hit stores nationwide starting Sunday, April 26th. So yeah, inner child activated.
This week we've got some new deals that will get you ready for graduation or maybe Mother's Day, and we also have some essentials for just $15 or less. So, you know, if you've been watching, you know that I go to CVS a lot, and that's really because the deals at CVS are so low lift. But this week we are actually featuring one from Walgreens that took 2 minutes and did not even require going inside the store to shop. So I want to show you this one because it's over here. I'm going to walk over here. This is from Walgreens. You're going to download the Walgreens app. You are going to select Charmin. You're going to select these Puff Plus, and you're going to select these Walgreens baggies that are on sale, 3 for $2.79. Now there are 2 coupons there's one for Puffs and one for the Charmin, and then you're going to clip those. You're also going to use the code when you check out SPRING20. That's going to give you 20% off right away. And you're just going to put that in your cart, and you're going to select for pickup. And then you just walk in to Walgreens and pick it up. So you'll spend $15 on this deal that would have cost more than $34. I think that's pretty amazing. That's more than 50% just like that. All right, let me show you another easy way to tell if something actually has coupons. This runs true both for Walgreens and CVS. So once you type in a product or scan it, you will be able to see that there is a coupon or a deal with it right away. I have some video that maybe we can show you here. So I checked the Puffs Plus, then you see that $3 off one coupon. Then you can see how it was applied later. So you can see I spent $15.08 on these 3 items. I think it's pretty cool because it really took 2 minutes of effort. Now, another great deal this week is with CVS Photo. And if you don't know the website, just Google CVS Photo. I think it takes you to cvsphoto.com. But you can customize a mug for $5, or you can make these 16 by 20 posters for $5 just by going online and using the corresponding coupon codes that you'll see online as well at the top of the screen. But this is really great for Mother's Day or graduation. Let's say you have a graduate. I want to show you this one. Sometimes the glare. This is our producer, Omed, and I made this. He's not really graduating. Omed, where are you? I saw you walk in here. Come, there's Omed. Look at Omed, everyone. You're not graduating, right?
I'm not.
You're not graduating, okay. But you can see how this is, there are templates there, and I just love it because if you're having a party, you might want to showcase this on your table or something. If you're having any kind of luncheon, I'm volunteering this weekend at the Asian American Heritage Night game for the Cardinals, so I made this for our DJ who's coming. So this is very easy. It's $5. Normally it would be $30+. So you're really getting a good deal. I had to buy a little bit of foam backing, but also that was like $2. So it's not really expensive. It's so great, right? Yeah. But the mugs are really cool too, especially if you're looking for a Mother's Day gift or something less. I also made one, I'll show you. I made one ahead. 2 others I made. I made one for Father's Day. No, this one for Father's Day. I don't really know what we're going to do with it because, you know, he's not watching because he's taking our kid to school. So, but anyway, not too bad. Spent literally 15, 20 bucks this week. There were a lot of good deals this week. All right, take a look. You can get this collectible trading car for your journey along Route 66. The National Museum of Transportation is now taking part in the trading card program. And this is a good deal too because just for $1, you can get Bobby Darin's dream car, a one-of-a-kind custom vehicle donated to the museum in 1970. The car remains one of the museum's most distinctive and popular artifacts. That card, by the way, now available through the end of the year. And a St. Louis ice cream shop wants you to get your licks on Route 66. Clementine's Ice Cream is honoring the Mother Road with some new flavors. They include Dr. Dirty Soda, pretzel cookie dough, milkshake fries, and cherry slush. The new flavors will be available on May 5th. All right, that's going to do it for us. Thanks so much for watching Michelle on the Money. For more money stories like these, be sure to join me every day on Today in St. Louis starting at 4:30. In the meantime, we're going to see you again next weekend right here on the KSDK streaming app.